Hello everybody, welcome to Mr. Pacheco's chemistry page. So here I am, and we were doing this mole of chalk lab, and the purpose was to figure out how much chalk we left outside and then convert that number into moles. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is start with a piece of chalk. You will then have a balance and of course your lab sheet that you have already gotten. In box A, what we're going to be doing is we're going to find out what's the mass of this piece of chalk first. So we got to turn this thing on, wait till it says 0, 0, 0, and the little g. So I'm good now. I got it set. Let me move this camera so you can see this a little better. You see that right there? We got 0.00. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there, and that says I have 27.29 grams. Now I'm going to write 27.29 grams in box A. I'm going to do that up here, okay? I'm going to call this A, B, C. So right here, we got 29.28 grams. So far, somehow, my brain is off. I had 27.29 grams, so. It helps to write things down quickly. Sometimes you forget. At this point, you would take your piece of chalk, go outside, write your name on the ground, and come back. So here I have a piece of chalk again. Now, let me place this back on the balance. 19.89. 19.89. Just see that? 19.89. So after that, I've come back into the classroom with 19.89 grams of chalk remaining, meaning whatever the difference between 27 and 19 is how much is left outside. So for this, get a calculator. Take your calculator and subtract. So we're going to go ahead 27.29 minus 19.89 equals, this will give you how many grams is in the chalk outside with your name. 7.4 grams. This is all of the data that you needed for your lab. At this point, we can move on to question 1. Question 1 requires you to have a periodic table and a molecule to calculate. So we're going to go with calcium carbonate, and that is CaCO3, and there is one calcium atom present in this molecule. The subscript is not there, so that tells us we only have one. We have a C. Only one. We have an oxygen, which does have a subscript of 3, so that's how many we have. O. Now we need the periodic table. Calcium, 40.08. 40.08 times 1 is 40.08. 1 times calcium, carbon. Calcium is Ca, carbon is C. So carbon, we're going to go with 12.01. 12.01 times 1 is still 12.01. 3 times the molar mass of oxygen, which we find in that little box at the bottom, 16.00. 16.00 times 3 will be 48.00. And again, we're talking about grams. Now at this point, what we will do is we will go ahead and add these numbers together, and that will be how much 1 mole of calcium carbonate weighs. We're going to use this to do conversions and figure out how much this was when we're relating it to a mole. So 8, 1, that's going to be a 9, zeros, 8, 9, 10, carry the 1, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 100.9 grams of CaCO3 equals 1 mole of CaCO3. So now this is a conversion factor. Now for the final question in this calculation. Grams of CaCO3. So we're going to start with the number that you actually left outside. This is what we started with. We weighed grams, so we're going to have to get rid of grams and get to moles, and we're going to use this to help us do that. We did this earlier in the year, well, last year. So we'll go 7.4 grams. So this is 7.4 grams of chalk that is left outside in your names. This is CaCO3. Now we're going to multiply this, and if you look here, we're looking at what we already have on the bottom and what we want on the top. And what we want is at the end in moles. So I'm looking at 1 mole. This is what I'm going to want on the top. Grams is what I already have here, so I'm going to use this. So I'm going to say 1 mole on top of CaCO3. On the bottom, how much does 1 mole of that substance weigh? 100.09 grams. Now, 7.4 times 1 mole, that'll give us grams and moles all together, 7.4. But then when we go down, we're actually dividing when we go down a fraction bar. So we can do what's known as canceling units. The only unit that's going to be left over is mole, CaCO3. So you'll pretty much take 7.4 times 1, which is going to be the same thing, 7.4, divided by 100.09 grams, and that's going to get rid of grams, and it's going to leave us with 0.0739, and we'll round it to 2 decimal places. So we'll go 0.07 moles of CaCO3. So in my 7.4 grams, I did not have a complete mole. I would have needed 100.09 grams to have a complete mole. Here, I don't even have a tenth, I have 7/100ths of a mole. Ladies and gentlemen, I need a lot more grams to have a mole. But this is how you are doing your moles of chalk lab. If you needed help, I hope this helps. If it did not, there are a bunch of other videos here on the internet that you can find. Good luck, do your best, catch you next time.